from last year's NAB convention are back again. Obviously, these two gentlemen really need no introduction to this audience, but let me first introduce Michael Powell. Following in the footsteps of his father, the Secretary of State Colin Powell, Michael's career began in the United States Army and was cut short following a near life-threatening incident. Months and months and years of mending later, Michael attended Georgetown University Law Center and began his merit rise in the communications industry, including a stint at the Justice Department as Chief of Staff for the Antitrust Division. He was first appointed to the FCC in 1997 as Commissioner, but his duties included the FCC's Defense Commissioner, and he was responsible for overseeing all national security emergency issues. But his days as an FCC Commissioner were numbered. Last year, President George Bush appointed him to be Chairman of the FCC, and as we all know, he received swift confirmation by the United States Senate. So, please join me in welcoming the Chairman of the Federal Communications Commission, the Honorable Michael Powell. Sam Donaldson, as we all know, has been with ABC News for some 35 years. His numerous assignments have included two appointments as the Chief White House Correspondent, as he covered Presidents Jimmy Carter, Ronald Reagan, and Bill Clinton. Sam's 1987 autobiography of Hold On, Mr. President, was an international bestseller. He is co-anchor of ABC News' Sunday morning show, this week with Sam Donaldson and Cokie Roberts. But his first love, as we know, is radio. Sam is the host of the Sam Donaldson Show, a daily 2-hour radio broadcast which features newsmaker interviews, discussion of recent events, and listener call-in segments. You can join Sam this afternoon here at the Convention Center for a live radio broadcast, as he'll do his show from 3 o'clock until 5 o'clock live from the Convention Center's North Hall lobby. So, let's get Sam up here to do what he does best, and that's be on the air. Sam? No deals. I want to set the risk of our time, and you can tell me when that is. Going back to your opening statement and looking at the industry, you once shocked a lot of people in the podium and saying that he foresaw the day when over the air telecasting would even disappear because of the technology, because of the advances there. Talk about those bumps in the road that you see.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up because I think sometimes that's misinterpreted as love us.
I wonder why.
First of all, we don't love anybody. One of the challenge, more than it's a sort of a disrespect. There are very serious, fundamental, foundational changes taking place in communication. They are taking place for everyone. And it is, in my opinion, one of those great historical moments of truth where you will get on this train in the right way or it will run over you. And I think that my perspective on that is it is the digital technology revolution. And every industry that's under our portfolio has been given a little slice of what it will take to prosper in that revolution, whether it be a wireless carrier, telephone carriers trying to provide advanced broadband services over DSL, wireless carriers seeking spectrum for advanced broadband services through handsets and wireless social networks, whether it be cable companies attempting to provide digital and broadband services. Every one of them is in the midst of this revolution of migration, and every one of them has been given, or have earned a little piece of what it will take. The real estate for this industry is digital television transition, in my opinion. And I think that one of the reasons we're getting behind and leading it is I believe that how bright the future of the industry is has to do with how creative they are in employing that resource to be competitive and be of high value in the marketplace of the next century, and which consumers will have different kinds of expectations about the technology. You know, I give a speech sometimes to talk about the three acts of media, quick review, not teaching, quick review. Act one, in my opinion, which was what some people call the golden era of television, driven by the technology. Broadcast, one to many. We all sit down at the same hour and watch Walter Cronkite, and we share that as a community. In many ways, that prospered preeminently for a while, and then kind of tabled the disrupting influence of more diversity through multi-channel provision of services, ever more parochial interest being programmed to. I think there was a chapter in which consumers were beginning to aggregate their interests without limited kinds of programming. So if you're now really like fishing, I mean, there are channels you do nothing but watch that all day long. Why? I don't know, but you can. In America today, watch that fishing show for 24 hours on media, and I think that was the sort of period. And I think that what the internet and digital is introducing is an ultimate diversity, right? Individual, tailored, program interest. As I said at the speech, you know the lexicon, my Yahoo, my Amazon, my everything. The threats of TiVo are a reflection of consumers exploring individualized program choices for them. Not even their family necessarily, not their neighbors, not their community. That is a challenge to a media whose hallmark is one to many. But I don't think that it's an insurmountable one. I think it's one in which creative use of digital television and digital spectrum are going to provide a valuable alternative to consumers. But I think if we're not creative, it's just sort of pretty picture TV showing the same fare in the same way. I think that it will be challenging to be competitive with other services that are going to offer more flexibility than that. And so I would interpret what I say as watching the factual trends and pointing to them as warning signs, and then taking it as a challenge of what this industry will wrestle with.
But it seems to me you're saying we have to program, and what we are programmers in one way or the other, differently, or at least in a way that recognizes that people will pick and choose for themselves rather than sit down. So let me ask you this question about dividing policy in the news and information field. Tonight, the people who still watch I Love Peter Jennings, World News Tonight, all of the great broadcast. And maybe later, the first story, but not the second story. If they're going to stay for the third story, then get some of the second story. If, under what you foresee, we all just make our individual choices, we will not watch the second story at all. But there may be information there that in the years ahead we wish we had. Any problem? Is it dumbing down?
First of all, there isn't one thing to do about that. History does move on, and people do change their approaches to things and information. The family of today operates in a very different way than the family of 300 years ago. Where we are at certain times. I think what's happening is that the proliferation of complex society means that more things compete for an individual's attention. But a human being is still a human being and only has 24 hours in a day. A human being still has to take their children to their seemingly hundreds of activities. Businesses still take time. There are these sort of fundamental limitations, but there is ever-increasing complex demands for our time and our attention. And so it's about coming out of the noise to grab somebody. And I think what consumers in their frustrated lives are saying is, I have to have some command because of my complex time, my complex schedule, to fit things in that are conducive to my lifestyle. And that is relatively dynamic. And while you might love for me to just always sit down and watch all the stories of Peter Jennings, my son has piano at 7. And I got to be like I'm in the minivan at that hour, period. Now you can say, whatever's gone, or we can say, put something in that car. Put something on that belt loop or in that purse that keeps the news coming in those moments of people's transition. And I think what's going to happen is it's going to be very hard for us to find a clean way to put our hands around the way the space works, because it'll be more dynamic. People might miss the second story, Sam, but they might watch the first story on TV, and they pick up part of the second story on their ring device as they're heading out to the store. Or they will hear a little bit about it in the teaser, and they'll come home at late at night and go on your website and get the rest of the story. But I think that it will be much more dynamic. People will access news information in more dynamic ways. It'll be very, very hard to fix on where they're getting their key sources of information. The other thing I want to say, and this is in defense of my fellow Americans, I don't buy any of this stuff that Americans are dumbed down, they don't pay attention, they don't know news. I have watched for my whole life now some of the most important historical events in the history of this country. The most contested presidential election ever. I have learned more about the Electoral College, litigation in the Supreme Court, politics, voting machines, ballots, punch ballots, than I ever learned in any school that I ever went to, and that was brought to me by the media. And it was brought to me through interesting programs of dynamic nature, and I think that the country tuned in. I think even the young people that we vote off, including my children, paid attention, found ways to pay attention, and involved themselves in a major news event. So my theory at some level is, when they need to be, and when they have to be, Americans are ready and willing and able to engage in the convention today and make their preferences informed and known to their legislatures. And they did that in the election. They did that in the crisis of 9/11. And I think that it's, one of the blessings of America is that when you're ready to tune out, you can. So maybe they don't watch your second story. You better find a way to tell them what it is. Yeah, let's do
I'll pass your advice on to Peter. When I look at election, I feel like several different things depending on which mode of TV you were watching. But I think you'll overcome that. If there's another jealous, I'm talking about something that's generational. Kids today know so many things that I don't know today, and yet they want to know some things. I know who Joseph Stalin was. I ask interns who come from bright colleges, and half of them don't know. Does it matter?
I think it matters, but the current generation always assumes that the changes going on in the other generation, because they're different than the way we access things, mean that they're worse or more problematic. And I think if you went back at any period of history in the 50s or the 60s, they're all worried about the younger generation and the way they do things. And the world didn't come to an end when they rose into adulthood. The interesting thing is, if you get to the world of pervasive information, a lot does change. You and I talked about this, about your interns don't know about Stalin, but 5 minutes later they'll come back with you with more about Stalin than you ever could have when you were their age. Because they'll know that Google will know more on Stalin in 5 minutes than it would have taken you weeks in the library to figure out. I don't know what the impacts are going to be, but my children think everything is down by Google. We don't all need to worry. I was a kid at the big day, my parents found the world was in bed with me. And we sat over in the living room and we pulled them down and everything. But, we don't do anything like that in our house anymore. Jeff does this when they go find out. And it's got graphics and pictures and moving video clips and and they think that's wonderful.
And these things, we were talking about it, and I love the story. I think that people here this morning would love to hear it. When you went in and found your son was looking at the ceiling.
Yeah. Could do that sometimes.
Yeah. But what they were